Welcome to Learn Knitting Now. I'm Callista, and today I'm going to talk about Notions bags and what I keep in mind. Notions bags, simply small bags, mine are fabric. I'm sure they come in all kinds of different kinds. Mine have been handmade, this one by a good friend of mine. And this one I won in a drawing at some point, and they're just little fabric bags with zippers. This one's empty because I just dumped it all over my desk so that I can show you what's in it. This one is not. I keep two because I'm lazy, and one lives downstairs and one lives upstairs. And that way I always have handy all of my notions. So notions really are just the little bits and pieces, little tools that you need to complete your projects that aren't the main materials you're using. So in my case, the main materials are yarn and knitting needles. But these little tools are things that I have to complete my project. So for example, I'm kind of going to go a little bit in most used to least used item in my bag. But for example, a tape measure. This is a retractable tape measure. I use it multiple times in every single project. Got to make sure things are going to fit right. Second is interlocking stitch markers. I took one out so you can see a little bit easier. It's plastic. It works really just like a safety pin. They come in different colors. I like to use them so I'm not counting rows a whole lot, especially if I need something to match. I put one every, I think like on this one, I put one every five rows. And then that way when I'm making my second sock, it will match so that I know this has 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 rows. And so I know that on the other one, I'll have to knit 25 rows to make it match, because I don't know about you, but my feet are pretty much matching. So I need matching socks. So that's what's in most of these little cute sections here. I did empty one out and I have different stitch markers in here. They're round, they're not interlocking. So you can't put these on a piece and then remove it later. But what they are helpful for is it shows the beginning of a round if you're knitting in the round, or a lot of times people will, so it stays on the needle part. It won't end up being in the middle of your project. Another thing people use them for is if you're knitting, let's say a lace piece that has every 20 stitches repeats the same little pattern. They put those on either side of those 20 stitches so they know, okay, that's the end of the 20 stitches, and then now I'm moving on to the next repeat portion. Next, scissors. I've learned the hard way not to get the real pointy ones because they end up poking holes or poking your body, or, you know, if you step on your bag. Done that before. Then I have tapestry needles. I like the metal ones. They come in plastic too, but we need those for weaving in ends and sometimes putting stitches on holds. And I can thank my mother for the idea of using a used prescription pill bottle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. In the same vein of putting stitches on hold, I have a little ball of waste yarn. It's just nothing special. It's just the little bit that was left over from a ball that's not really enough to use in a project, but it works real nice if I need to put stitches on hold for example, sweaters on sleeves. Lip balm, because always a crochet hook. I like to kind of have a smaller one. It just works better for kind of thinner yarns. Knitters use crochet hooks probably more than you might think, mostly for if I drop a stitch and don't notice for a few rows, and then I have this live stitch kind of hanging out and I need to be able to pull it up a few rows. A crochet hook, A+ for that. These, I have this little guy, I have them in a little plastic bag here. There's several, but these two kind of work hand in hand. They're for interchangeable needles. So there's a type of needle that it comes with a cable, but these guys are interchangeable. They come in different sizes. and you just twist them onto this cable. But as you might imagine, this is plastic, this is metal, like you can't really get it real nice and tight because there's nothing really to hold on too much. The cable part has a little tiny hole, and I can put this little metal piece in, and it gives me a lot of leverage to be able to get that in real tight, and then also to take it off when I need to. And then kind of in the same vein, these guys, if you have a project on the cable and you need these tips for something else, I can twist this onto the end and the stitches won't fall off. So it just kind of, so then you can put your project aside until you can get the tips back that you want. And then finally, I have paper. Well, these are Post-it notes and a pencil. You never know when you might need to make notes on a pattern, if you have a paper pattern, or notes on a notepad, and also sticky notes when you're following a pattern that you've printed out. It's helpful to have a sticky note, and then you can move it down the pattern, especially with charts. It underlines the spot you're at in the chart, and then it's easy to move and restick. So that's all I really keep with me all the time. I've been doing this quite some time and haven't found anything that I'm missing or that I don't use. Those are all things I use pretty often. So I would love to see in the comments if you have other things that you have in yours and think I've missed, and hope you're gonna have a great day.